Well, we all know a sweet tooth, but Kylie Low would put most of them to shame. She's addicted to jelly snakes, a hardcore habit that's slowly killing her. So Kylie decided to get help to try and beat her craving.
You're in heaven, aren't you?
I am in heaven, yeah, absolutely. I'm salivating looking at it.
And you thought you had a sweet tooth problem.
Oh, where do you start?
When you need more than one snake in your gob at a time, there's a knack.
Really, you tie knots in them and you can, oh my goodness. That is, I can see how you can go through packet after packet. How many years has this been going on for?
Hardcore, probably about 10 years now.
Really?
Yeah, really hardcore.
When snake lady Kylie Low comes home, she heads straight for the viper chest. And her day, her night, her chores are always with the short-term company of a coloured friend that is sending her broke.
It'll be tens of thousands of dollars, easily.
And then there is another serious side to all this, and your heart will go out to her.
These snakes will be the death of me.
But we'll explain a little later.
That's the thing, they're hard to chew. It could have been worse, it could have been a Morella tube.
Chocolate just doesn't do it for Kylie.
Orange is my favourite flavour.
Do you like snakes, the real ones?
No, I don't like snakes.
But Kylie's not just a sneaky snake snacker.
But then, can I go to your kitchen cupboards?
Yeah, sure, of course.
You don't mind to wash it all down with a mother or two?
A serious sugar addict. But how much? This man's about to tell her.
Hello, Kylie. This is 2 months worth of all the sugar, your body weight in sugar, in all the energy drinks and all the snakes that you've been consuming.
I feel so ashamed.
You heard right. Every 2 months, Kylie is consuming 64 kilos of sugar in snakes and energy drinks.
How did I let this happen? Unbelievably disrespectful of me to so many people.
By that she means the person who gave her an organ.
I was on oxygen 24/7. I was in a wheelchair most of the time.
You see, Kylie had cystic fibrosis and was near death at 44 kilos when she got the call to receive.
For a double lung transplant.
But the organ rejection drugs had a side effect.
I have transplant-related diabetes from my immunosuppression and the other medication that I have to be on to stay alive.
And it left her drained with no energy to even get out of bed. So that's when she turned to the lollies and drinks.
Exhausted. I had no energy whatsoever, but I had a mortgage, so I had to keep working. So I would literally use an energy drink and a packet of lollies as tool to be able to get through the next couple of hours at work. I cannot stop eating snakes and drinking energy drinks.
Her transplant is now in rejection.
We've now worked out that the diabetes is a huge contributor to my decline in health. And if I don't do something about it, then I'm going to die. They're going to kill me.
Snakes really are deadly.
The snakes are killing me.
Remember, she had the diabetes before this sugar addiction, but the guilt of consuming all this just to keep going is tearing her apart.
It's not lost on me. Every minute of every day it goes through my mind, the sacrifice that my donor made and my donor's family made to give me another shot at life, and I owe it to them. I'm just so weak that I cannot put down a can of drink. I feel like I'm letting so many people down just because I don't have the fortitude to just say, no more.
And it's a bloody lolly.
Exactly. I feel so weak. I feel so weak and I feel so pathetic and I feel like I'm letting everybody down.
But there is hope.
I'm that confident that in 3 minutes we can break the habit.
Mark Stevens has done it before. In fact, the hypnotherapist and author has done it 1,000 times.
Can you believe you could break your habit in 3 minutes?
And he'll add another 6 bad habit people to that list today.
My cuticle biting, like I bite until my fingers bleed.
There's Jay.
So if there's a little piece of loose skin, you just pick it off.
I just keep picking it off.
I want to quit smoking.
Aaron, who's tried everything.
Patches, gum, sprays.
I would like to break the habit of drinking too much wine.
Anne, who likes a tipple.
Yeah, 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, and I'm just a bit over that guilt feeling.
My habit is drinking too much Coca-Cola.
Kerry, who's had enough of the real thing.
I feel crap at the end of the day.
And Amy, who cooks and eats in her sleep.
I had lit a gas stove and boiled potatoes and pasta.
Do you actually turn the oven and the stove on and off in the middle of the night?
Yeah, no, isn't that amazing?
And of course, our Kylie.
I desperately need to give up my addiction to energy drinks and snake lollies.
So here's the thing you might not realise. We've all
Mark tells them an addiction is simply a bad habit. Think about it. Take a pack-a-day smoker over 20 years.
That's 1.4 million times somebody might have dragged on a cigarette. The same thing when somebody's eating the lollies over and over again. They're repeating the behaviour.
As anyone knows who has a bad habit, you often fail when trying to break it.
When you've repeated something thousands upon thousands of times, to try to just say, I won't do it, I won't do it. You wake up in the morning and say, I'm not going to do it. By lunchtime, you give in because you're hardwired subconsciously to want to eat that sugar, have that cigarette, drink that wine.
For Kylie and these others, the fix, says Mark, is in the subconscious mind.
Because we've seen ourselves pick up the snake, drink the drink so many times, that image is stuck in our mind. And then when we can say, here's the picture, take that away, but let's bring in something else, a new behaviour, all of a sudden your brain says, no, this is what I want to do instead.
Bring to mind one problem food, a food you want to stop eating.
To flick that mind switch, he has them put a picture of them doing their bad habit.
Picture the person you want to become.
And with a bit of hypnosis, replace that picture with a healthy piece of fruit or drink.
Feel yourself being drawn towards this picture.
And after 3 minutes of them working on their phones and pads with his app,
instead of this, whoosh, this.
The minds of these addicts suddenly switch.
That feels really, really good, actually.
Kylie is now revolted by snakes.
That's gross. Yeah, gross.
You wouldn't like one little snake? You sure?
No.
I couldn't tempt you to have one little snake?
No.
How long is this going to last for, though?
This is permanent. This is permanent. For
And all
some
done
people,
by
it might
simply
be
flicking a
refreshing.
mind switch of her eating a snake and now eating fruit.
The one picture gets taken out of the brain while the other picture gets imprinted in.
And now it looks and feels dirty to me.
He got in your mind, didn't he?
He did. He did. That's incredible.
Call me a skeptic, but surely this didn't work for the rest of them.
No, I don't like the smell.
But
don't like the smell.
isn't this your favourite wine though? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I'll give you $100 to have a cigarette.
I got my own money. I got my water. I'm fine.
What are you thinking of?
I'm thinking how disgusting that is as a habit.
Every one of them is revolted by their former bad habit.
Good riddance.
They've got no appeal for me whatsoever, even the smell.
After a decade of one weird addiction, Snake Lady Kylie appears to be clean. Let's hope for her sake those snakes won't be so deadly after all.
Say goodbye.
Bye forever.
Good job, well done.
And since we filmed that story last week, Kylie's told us she hasn't touched a snake or energy drink. And that's the first time in a decade. Look after yourself, Kylie. For more information on Mark's habit busting, visit our website.